Oh, it's recording right now.
Is it recording?
Yep, we're making a video. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
We're making chicken today.
We're making chicken today.
I'm excited to have some.
I'm excited to have some too.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to learn how to make chicken. I'm going to cook chicken on my smoker and show you guys how to do it. First step, I've got to get all the supplies out and get them ready. Then we'll get the grill fired up and cook it. It's going to be delicious. I might have a couple friends come over. We shall see how it goes. All right, see you in a bit. All right, welcome back. Now what we're going to actually do is go ahead and get the food ready to go. I've already washed up my hands, so now what we need to do is get our chicken. Now you'll laugh, but I buy these giant 10-pound bags of chicken legs and thighs, and I get them for about $8. Why? It's cheap. If you're gonna have a bunch of people over, gonna have a party, you don't want to go broke in the process. Okay, so you can get whatever chicken you like. We have two things that we're gonna do today. I'm gonna do the legs and thighs because they're actually my favorite. They're delicious. Chelsea also did some marinade in some chicken breasts, and so we'll grab those in just a second. So let's go ahead and get this bag open, get the chicken all laid out. Okay, so got our chicken here. Just gonna go ahead and cut the bag open. I like to drain off all of the gross. And you want to make sure you get this done earlier in the day. You don't want to be getting your chicken up to temperature too late, because what happens is the chicken's too cold in the middle, right? These bags start off frozen. If the chicken's too cold in the middle, it's not going to cook evenly. So you want to get them all and just lay them all out. What we're going to do is use this big pan down here that I've got, and we're going to season them. Now, like I said, this big bag costs $8. It used to be $5, but inflation this year has been crazy. Okay, so here we've got all of our chicken. What you want to do here for just a little bit is let these warm up. They're too cold coming right out of the fridge. After they get to the right temperature, we want to go ahead and season them. Now, all I like to do on these is just put a nice chicken rub. I'm a big fan of spice, so I've actually got a poultry rub that I'll put on them, and I also put some Cajun seasoning, more spice, so we're gonna like that. All right.
Pause the video.
Okay. So it came with so much chicken in there that it doesn't fit all on one tray, so I've actually set out a second tray. Pretty straightforward here. All we need to do is just season them up. So again, I like to use this stuff. It's cheap. You can get it at Academy. I don't know where else, but it's spicy. So you just want to dust it on. You don't want to go so crazy that you can't see the chicken. If you get that far, nobody's going to taste anything. When we do one side, flip it over. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to let these sit for a little while. Now for food safety, you don't want to let these sit for a really long time, because obviously you can get bacteria and infection, but we are going to cook these real well. What we're going to do is let them sit for just long enough to get our temperature up, and while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and get the grill ready to go. All right, see you in a bit. Now, as I've already talked about, it's real handy to have yourself a fancy meat thermometer. Again, this is the one that I have. They're really not that special, okay? All it is, broadcast unit, receiver unit. This one comes with a couple of brackets. I'll show you where those go. And then here's my meat probes up here. It comes in a little case. The reason this is real handy is we want to know what temperature those chickens are inside. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this thing set up on the grill as well when we get it set it up. All right, so here we are at the grill. Next thing we want to do is go ahead and get it all ready to cook. So pop it open, lift the lid up. You take out this interior rack right here. We're going to go ahead and set it over here on the side shelf. Then we take out our stone diffuser and put it over here. Now, from the last time using the grill, there's a little bit of stuff inside. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Basically what we've got here is this is the ash area. This is where the fire actually takes place. So we're going to go ahead and clean that out real fast. So we'll get a little broom and a dustpan that I keep right nearby. So I know it looks like a trash can, but I actually keep all of my grill stuff inside here. And as promised, a little broom and a dustpan. All we want to do is kind of brush all these little pieces of ash and charcoal away that we didn't use. Go ahead and refill this. So now we've got a nice clean firebox. This grill uses lump charcoal. So rather than it being those little even little pressed pieces of wood, what we're going to do is put enough in there to get right past the. Now on top of that, I've got chunks of wood for smoking. And so what you want to do is just take a few of these and just spread them around. I'll take a picture of the box when it's ready so you can see. When these things burn, they're going to give off a lot more smoke. So let's go ahead and I'll show you what the prepared box looks like. See, now we've got all of our charcoal there. We're past our vent holes that are way down there. And so now the next thing we need to do is light it. And this is kind of an easy one to light, so I'll show you how we do that. All you have to do to light this grill is you take a standard charcoal lighter and you slide it in here, and then we plug it in. Then we want to open these two valves to let air in. We want to close the top to let the heat stay in, and then open this top valve so that all the airflow goes. Now we just wait. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got smoke coming out of the top of the Kamado. That means we probably have some kind of fire going. So what we're going to want to do is open it up, grab this tool here. This is actually made specifically for this purpose. All you want to do is kind of poke the coals a little bit, spread them out, make it a nice even bed so that they burn for a long time. Once that's good, and we've got a good glow down in the middle of it, indicating we've got heat, we're going to go ahead and put everything back together. So we keep our lid lifted up. First, take our diffuser stone. What this thing does basically is it just keeps the flames from getting too hot right in the middle, and it moves it all the way around the edges. Then you take your grill plate itself and make sure you put it where it faces the front. Then we're going to go ahead and close this down, unplug our heater, and we let this sit for a few more minutes. Now at this point, if it's coming up in temperature too fast, we're going to want to go ahead and turn it down. It's also at this point that we've got the grate in that we want to add our temperature probe. So I'll grab that now. Okay, so I've got the temperature probe here. This is the receiver unit here. I always use the same one because this one tends to get a little dirty. It doesn't matter. All this is built up smoke and grime and stuff from inside the smoker. You put the little clip on it, and the reason you do that is what you want to do is clip this on inside the grill so that it monitors the actual temperature inside the oven. And then now we can go ahead and turn it on. And in a second here, it's going to give us a readout and tell us what temperature that particular sensor's at. So currently it says 86, 91, 99, so the temperature's coming up pretty quickly. We've unplugged this. We're going to go ahead and remove it. It's still real hot. We close our little flap. You want to put this somewhere that, one, nobody's likely to touch it, and two, it's not likely to burn into it. I use the concrete. But if my kids are out here, I'll actually take it and dunk it in the pool most of the time. All right, guys, so this is what it's all about right here. All this smoke that's coming out of the top, this is what gives barbecued food like this that unbelievable flavor. There's actually a reaction that the smoke makes with the juices in the meat, and it gives it that crust that everybody's looking for, that pink smoke ring is what they call it. So what we want to do now is monitor our temperatures and get this up to the proper temperature, and then we're going to start closing down these valves. Again, the reason we do that is once we get it up to the right temperature for chicken, it's about 320 to 350 depending how long we want to cook it. That'll keep it from drying out too much. So I'm going to go ahead and close the bottom big valve, and that'll make it have less oxygen coming into it. And then we're going to go ahead and close this top valve and just leave open this little one here. Now what we've done here is we've controlled the fire a lot and restricted how much air can get to it. Now it's just a matter of waiting. So we'll just let it sit for a little while and see if the temperature keeps coming up. Okay, temperature inside the oven's up to 240 degrees right now. As it keeps coming up, I'm going to try to cook these today at about 270 to 280. It'll make them cook a little bit longer, but because some of them are a little bit smaller, I don't want to dry them out. Before you put your meat on, what you want to do is open your grill, and just give it a good scrape. You want to make sure that there's nothing on here. It's going to stick to the food and give it off flavors. Okay, so while the oven's heating up here, the next thing we want to do is to make sure that the grill's ready to go. So you grab your little brush, and there's a lot of different kinds of brushes you can use. But all you're trying to do is knock off anything that might stick to your food. So I just like to give it a quick brushing, close the top, do the top rack, and that's about good. You're not going to get this thing perfectly clean. That doesn't matter. Next step is to go ahead and start putting the meat on, okay? Now what you're going to go ahead and do is put the meat on. So let's go ahead, take our chicken. We've got the grate open. Put it down there. Okay, so once you've got it up to temperature, all you're going to need to do is go ahead and lay out all of your meat all across the grill. I've got my temperature probes put into 2 different pieces. One's a little bit thinner than the other. That way I can keep a good idea of what the average is going to be, okay? Because this is a Kamado, everything's going to cook at around the same temperature. It doesn't get real big hot spots. So we're pretty safe putting things on the top and the bottom. So that's that. Now we just wait. Meanwhile, as I said in the lecture, always clean while you cook. So I'm going to go get these things all rinsed off and put away. Okay. So now I like to have a serving pan ready to go. We're going to use this one that I just went and cleaned fully. Make sure that whenever you clean something like this, you are giving it a proper disinfecting, okay? This thing had raw chicken on it, so I used cleaning solvent inside to make sure that it gets good and clean. Now all you want to do is keep an eye on the temperatures. The oven's at 250, that's a perfectly fine temperature. One of the pieces of chicken is at 50 and the other one's at 64. We just keep an eye on that and wait. I'm probably going to come out here and there and season it, and other than that, we just wait. All right. All right, so here we are. Everything's finished. Now we're just going to go ahead and remove all the chicken, put it on our serving tray, and let it rest for a while. We're going to take the ones with the probes off first. That way we get them out of the way. Take it, place it to the side. The probes are hot, so most of the time you just want to take it out like that. Okay, so that's that. Go ahead and fold this down. We'll get the grill ready for Chelsea's chicken and take this inside. Okay, so here we are with her marinated chicken. All we're going to do is grab them and place them on the grill, this side up. Let these cook. One thing we want to do though is take one of our temperature probes and put it into the meat so that we know when it's done. Okay, and here we are. We finish it up real fast here. So we're going to go ahead and pull these off and get them put on. Internal temperature says it's 160 now. Okay, so here we've got the finished product, as you can see. We're going to go ahead and just pull off the skin. Some people like to eat that. And I just want you to notice just how absolutely moist this chicken is. It's delicious. And apparently it's a hit with PAX too. So that is the way that you smoke this kind of chicken. Pretty easy to do with dark meat because it stays pretty moist. But the light meat will be done here shortly, and we're going to check it as well. Okay, so here we are. We've got the chicken breast that we've marinated, and let's just go ahead and cut in and see how it looks. Look at that. See how moist all the fibers are? You see that little bit of pink to the edge from being smoked? Let's cut a piece out of the middle and just see whether it's good. Oh yeah, oh, that's fabulous. All right, Chelsea, you're gonna like that. That's all for you.